What if the reason you can't move on isn't because of what happened? What if it's because of what never happened? The explanation you never got, the conversation that never happened, the ending that never made sense. Most people believe they struggle because of what happened to them. But often, that's not the real reason. What hurts the most isn't always the event itself. It's the uncertainty that follows, the unanswered questions, the missing pieces, the feeling that something was left unfinished. Because the human brain can accept pain, what it struggles to accept is uncertainty. Your brain is constantly searching for patterns, for meaning, for answers. And when it doesn't find them, it keeps returning to the same story, again and again, trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. That's why some people stay in your thoughts for years. Not because they were perfect, not because they were meant for you, but because the story never felt complete. A friendship that slowly disappeared. A person who changed without explanation. An opportunity that vanished before it began. A goodbye that never made sense. And here's what makes it even harder. Sometimes you're not trying to understand them. You're trying to understand yourself. Why you trusted them. Why you cared so much. Why you didn't see it coming. And those questions can stay with people for years. Most people think closure comes from another person. An explanation. An apology. A final conversation. But real closure rarely comes that way. Because some people will never give you the answer you're waiting for. Some people leave without explaining why. And some chapters end without warning. The truth is, healing begins when you stop waiting for the perfect ending. When you stop expecting answers from people who never plan to give them. When you accept that some questions never get answered. And some stories never fully make sense. The people who find peace aren't the people who got every answer. They're the people who learned how to live without them. Because sometimes healing doesn't begin when you finally understand what happened. Sometimes healing begins when you accept that you never will. And that's when the story finally loses its power over you. Not because you got the answer, but because you no longer need it. Subscribe for more psychology videos.